so the first step is to start making the brim. So you make this slip knot, insert your hook, and we will only work with single crochets on the brim. So you start by chaining 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and we make one more, which will be your turning chain. So for the first row, we will now place single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So before you turn your work, make a turning chain and then turn your work. Now, I advise you to keep counting to make sure you don't decrease or increase. You want the brim to have perfect edges, and you have to keep the same count for every row. It's 7 single crochets. If you are unsure where to start, you can also count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means you have to start here, not here, but here, in the same loop as your turning chain. To get this nice knitted look, we will only work in the back loop, something I will describe as BLO, back loop only. So you place your first single crochet here, grab the yarn over and pull through. So usually you would insert your hook here, but in this case we work back loop only, which means you will only insert your hook here in this loop. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And this is basically what you will be doing. You will go back and forth 7 single crochets until you have your desired length. So either you follow my measures that I mentioned earlier, or you just measure on yourself. But keep in mind that it will stretch. So make sure you make it a little bit snug to make sure it doesn't just get too big for your head. That's really annoying, right? Okay, so you continue making your brim, go back and forth, single crochets, back loop only, and I will meet you when we're done with the brim and when we are supposed to start joining the brim. That's where I will meet you. Good luck. So when you reached your desired length, it's time to join these 2 ends together. The way you do this is, first of all, insert your hook into that first loop, like this, and then insert your hook on the other side in the first chain here as well. So you should have like 2 loops on your hook here and 2 loops here, and of course this one from where you started. Okay, and then I want you to slip stitch. So we slip stitch together every loop all the way down. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. And slip stitch. And once we're done joining these two ends together, we will place a single crochet all the way around before we start making our bean stitches. Okay, and the last one can be a little bit tricky to find. There we go. And may I also say, if you would like a wider brim, of course you make a wider brim. It's just what kind of taste you have, right? Okay, so I joined the last slip stitch here, yarn over and make a chain and tighten it. So from now on, I want you to place a single crochet in every stitch all the way around. That would be here, 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 here. So it's kind of two, this is one and this is two rows. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's do a few of them together before I let you go on by yourself. 1, 2, and then the next will be here. And here. Okay, so I think you understand exactly what to do now. So continue placing your single crochets all the way around, and I'll meet you again soon. So you made all your single crochets all the way around. It should be looking like this. So don't forget to place your last single crochet here. You don't want to end up with a big gap. And then to join this first round, you will just insert your hook into your first single crochet and make a slip stitch. Make a chain, and we will start with our puff stitches. What you do is you yarn over and then you insert your hook in the same space that you already worked your slip stitch. So you insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, insert your hook and pull through again, and then the third time is the last time, and you will now have 7 loops on your hook. So what you do now is you yarn over and you pull through all 7 loops, and then you secure your puff with a slip stitch. So you skip the next one and work your next puff into the second single crochet from your puff. So skip this one and then you enter your hook here, right here. So start by yarning over, insert your hook and grab the yarn, repeat, and repeat a last time. So 3 times you yarn over. Then you have your 7 loops, yarn over, and then you pull through all 7 and secure with a slip stitch. So this is basically what you will be doing now for a total of 18 rounds. I want to make sure that you get a nice transition here when you are joining round 1 and 2 of your puff stitches. So continue placing all your puff stitches, skip one, puff, skip one, and then a puff stitch. And then I will meet you again when you are almost done with your first round of puff stitches. I just placed my last puff right here. So your work might look differently. It really depends on if you had even numbers or uneven numbers. But the most important thing is to avoid a too big gap right here. Okay, so I will just secure my puff, and what I do now is I actually insert my hook on top of my first puff. You can see right here, I will insert my hook right here, and then I will make just a slip stitch. Yeah, can be a little bit tricky, but there you go. So from now on, you will need to place a puff in every gap, all those spaces, and you are supposed to end up with 18 rows of puffs. Okay, so you will now continue. This is row 1, 2, okay, and when you have 18 rows, we will meet again and I will show you exactly what to do here. And for your information, we are now working on the inside of the beanie. So you have this seam here where we joined. It's a little bit more bulky than the rest, and this will be hidden on the inside. But we will put this all together from the inside of the purse here. And then this will be the final result. So continue with your puffs, and I will see you when you've done 18 rounds of puffs. Good luck! Now that you have managed to finish off your 18 rounds of puffs, we are ready to put it all together on the top. So you can see here, this is the inside of my beanie, and you can see here, this is my transition, you know, from one round to another. But on the other side, the right side of the beanie, it's actually not that easy to see. So it will, don't worry if it looks like this, it will be perfectly fine. Okay, so putting this together might seem a little bit complicated if you're just watching, but once you start actually doing it, it's very logical. So you start by just inserting your hook here somewhere, and then you find the middle on the other side right here, and then insert your hook here, grab the yarn, and come back the same way as you entered. Make sure you don't have too many loops on your hook, like that, and then pull through. Then we would like to connect these. So you go like kind of bring your hook underneath here, and then find the middle here, insert your hook again, like so, grab the yarn and pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through, turn your beanie again, and this time you want to insert your hook on this side. Before you do that, make sure you just go underneath here, find the middle, more or less, yeah, okay, grab the yarn, ooh, and pull through again. Make sure you don't have too many loops. Just take your time, you know, you want to do this properly. I've done this many times and I'm still like, have to repeat it a few times to make sure I do it properly. Okay, now you see, it's kind of logical. You can see where you need to go next, right? So now you have to do these 2. Let's just continue doing them together. And if you're able to get hold of a pom-pom, like this faux fur, or you can make one yourself, of course, I have a tutorial for that as well, if you have a pom-pom maker. Okay, it's kind of tricky. There you go. Okay, what's next? This one. Insert your hook again. Take your time. Okay. Here we go. Pull through. And this is basically what I keep on doing until I got it all together in one big cluster. So I will continue doing this one, this one, this one. Yeah, I think you understand exactly what I mean. So just continue, start by going underneath and then insert your hook, yarn over, and you know, grab the yarn, bring it with you underneath everything. Continue doing this and make sure that you take a good look how it looks on this side before you cut the yarn. So you see, this is like, you have to avoid that it will be looking like this. So if it does, remember to pull the yarn, tighten it really nice, and at the end result it will look more like this, which works really nice. It looks really nice when you put the beanie on. Okay, at the end of this process it's starting to get a little bit hard to, you know, bring the hook underneath, but you've done it so many times already, so it's absolutely fine. So what you need to do now, just check that you don't have any big holes. Like this one, I would do one more, but now I don't go underneath. I just insert my hook here from the top and grab the yarn and just make a slip stitch like this. So just take a good look at your work. Like these are done. Yeah, I think it's done now. So it's time to cut your yarn. Leave a nice long tail. And for this last chain, just yarn over and pull through and tighten it. So if you don't work with this kind of yarn, but more like a normal kind of yarn, you can actually split it up, and then you just grab a few pieces of strands and go underneath, like bring them underneath a loop like this, and then you can actually tie a knot. If you are unsure what I'm meaning, I do have a tutorial for that. I will add the card on top of this video so you can just click in and have a look. But with this yarn it's not possible. It's like one big strand, so I cannot split it up. But I will just take my time to use a needle and go through it, like tighten it quite well. And remember, this is the inside, so it won't show anyways, but of course you don't want to make it too bulky and rough. But I just do this a few times to make sure it stays. Don't be afraid to pull it. And then I just hide the tail like so, and I'll cut it. And you have your final result, and you can tell it looks quite nice and neat from the top on the outside. And if you have, you know, you can really easily on Amazon or wherever, or in a store, you can buy these nice tags. For example, you can get those in leather which says handmade, and it will look so much more professional. I made my own ones which says She Crochet by Jenny. But I mean, you can also put, you know, like a butterfly, or there are so many nice things you can add to your beanie to make it look even more special. So I really hope you like this tutorial. I would be very grateful if you hit the like button. Please leave a comment if you like this video, if you don't like this video. I would love to hear from you regardless. And if you didn't already, I would love to see you subscribe so I can continue to show you how to make a lot of beautiful, useful crochet projects. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you will use your beanie a lot.